To understand the logic of growth, one must first dismantle the modern delusion that losing is the opposite of winning. In the architecture of a great life, losing isn't a detour, it's the structural foundation. If you only ever win, you are likely playing a game that is far below your actual capacity. Here is the quiet, rigorous logic behind why you should not only accept losing, but actively seek the arenas where it is possible. 1. The information asymmetry of success. Winning is a poor teacher. When you win, your ego reinforces everything you did, including your mistakes, as correct. Success masks inefficiencies. Losing, however, provides a high-fidelity data stream. It reveals exactly where your bridge collapsed. The logic: a win tells you that it worked, a loss tells you why it didn't. The growth: you gain the ability to iterate. Growth is simply the process of narrowing the gap between your current execution and the truth of the system you are operating in. 2. The calibration of the ego. The ego is a static entity. It wants to remain unchanged and protected. Growth is a dynamic entity. It requires the constant shedding of old skins. When you lose, you're forced to reconcile the person you thought you were with the results the world provided. This friction creates intellectual humility. Without the occasional loss, you become brittle. A person who has never lost is terrified of the possibility. A person who has lost repeatedly is dangerous because they are no longer governed by fear. 3. The stress test of resilience. In physics, materials are tested by being pushed to the point of failure to find their limit. Humans are no different. You do not know the strength of a cable until it snaps. By losing, you discover your recovery rate. The logic of growth dictates that your ceiling is determined not by how high you can jump, but by how fast you can get back on your feet after a hard fall. Each loss shortens your recovery time, turning catastrophes into minor inconveniences. 4. Signal versus noise. We often confuse activity with progress. Losing acts as a violent filter. It strips away the vanity metrics and the lucky breaks, leaving only the core mechanics of your strategy. If you lose while doing everything right, you found a flaw in your logic. If you lose because you were lazy, you found a flaw in your discipline. Both are gifts because they provide a clear signal of what needs to be fixed. 5. The expansion of the comfort zone. If you are winning 100% of the time, you are living in a closed loop. You are the big fish in a small pond. To grow, you must move to a larger pond where you are the smallest fish. In that new pond, you will lose. You will be outmatched, outthought, and outmaneuvered. But the logic of growth suggests that by being in the presence of winners who are better than you, your baseline naturally rises. You are forced to adapt to a higher standard of excellence just to survive. The wisdom of the long game. In the end, losing is the price of admission for a life of mastery. The goal isn't to avoid the L, but to ensure that every L is converted into a lesson. If you aren't losing, you aren't exploring. And if you aren't exploring, you aren't growing. You should want to lose because it is the only proof that you are finally playing a game worth winning. How does this perspective on failing forward change the way you're looking at your current projects or challenges?